What if I told you that the man who saved millions of lives worldwide once couldn't even save himself? Picture this, a young boy, barely 10 years old, watching his entire world crumble as bombs destroy his neighborhood. His family scattered, his dreams shattered, his future seemingly non-existent. Yet this same child would grow up to revolutionize medicine and win the highest honor science can bestow. This isn't just another success story, this is a testament to the incredible power of human resilience. You're about to discover how unimaginable trauma became the fuel for one of the greatest medical breakthroughs in history. But here's what will shock you most, the very pain that nearly destroyed him became his greatest strength. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will change how you see adversity forever. Born in a war-torn region where hope was as scarce as clean water, our protagonist's early years were marked by constant fear and uncertainty. His father, a respected doctor, was forced to flee the country, leaving behind a 10-year-old boy who had to grow up overnight. The sound of gunfire became his lullaby, and the sight of suffering his daily reality. While other children played with toys, he learned to navigate checkpoints and ration food. His mother, fighting her own battles with depression and poverty, could barely keep the family together. School became his sanctuary, but even there, the scars of trauma followed him. Teachers noticed his exceptional intelligence, but also his haunting silence, the silence of a child who had seen too much, too soon. What they didn't realize was that this silence wasn't emptiness, it was the quiet brewing of an extraordinary determination. The pivotal moment came when his younger sister fell critically ill. With no adequate medical facilities nearby and no money for treatment, he watched helplessly as she suffered. That night, as he held her fevered hand, something ignited within him. He made a promise, not just to his sister, but to every person who had ever felt as powerless as he did in that moment. This wasn't just about becoming a doctor, this was about transforming pain into purpose. Despite having no textbooks, no proper education, and no resources, he began his impossible journey. He collected discarded medical journals from dumpsters, studied by candlelight, and asked every doctor he encountered 1,000 questions. His obsession with learning became legendary among those who knew him. But here's what's truly remarkable, he wasn't just studying medicine, he was studying the very trauma that had shaped his life, determined to understand how the human body and mind could heal from the deepest wounds. Years of relentless self-education led him to a scholarship opportunity that seemed impossibly out of reach. The competition was fierce, hundreds of brilliant students from privileged backgrounds, equipped with the best education money could buy, were vying for just 5 spots. He had no fancy credentials, no influential recommendations, just raw determination and an unconventional approach to medicine that nobody understood yet. The interview panel was skeptical of this quiet young man with calloused hands and worn-out clothes. But when he spoke about his vision, using biotechnology to heal trauma at the cellular level, something magical happened. His voice, once silenced by pain, now carried the weight of possibility. He didn't just want to treat symptoms, he wanted to revolutionize how medicine approached psychological and physical trauma. The panel was intrigued, but more importantly, they were moved. Against all odds, he secured not just admission, but a full scholarship to one of the world's most prestigious medical universities. University life presented new challenges that would have broken most people. The cultural shock, academic pressure, and financial stress created a perfect storm of obstacles. His classmates came from wealth and privilege, speaking multiple languages fluently while he struggled with basic academic English. He worked 3 jobs to survive, cleaning laboratories at night, tutoring younger students, and assisting professors with research. Sleep became a luxury he couldn't afford. Many nights, he fell asleep at his desk, textbooks serving as his pillow. His professors initially dismissed him as just another struggling international student, but his research proposals were unlike anything they had ever seen. He was proposing connections between childhood trauma and autoimmune diseases, theories that seemed far-fetched to the established medical community. But he had something his privileged classmates didn't: real-world experience with suffering and an unshakable belief that healing was possible. His grades weren't the highest, but his ideas were revolutionary. The breakthrough moment came during his third year when he was assigned to work with a renowned but notoriously difficult professor known for destroying students' confidence. This professor specialized in immunology but had grown cynical about making real-world impact. Our protagonist's research proposal was met with harsh criticism and skepticism. Trauma affecting immune response? Childhood experiences influencing adult health? These are theories, not science, the professor scoffed. But instead of backing down, he did something unexpected. He shared his own story. He explained how his sister's illness, his family's suffering, and his own journey had led him to see patterns that others missed. He presented preliminary data he had been collecting for years, correlating childhood trauma with specific immune system markers. The professor's expression slowly changed from skepticism to fascination. This wasn't just theoretical research, this was personal mission backed by scientific rigor. That day marked the beginning of a partnership that would change both their lives and, eventually, millions of others. The next phase of his journey involved years of grueling research that pushed the boundaries of both medical science and human endurance. Working 18-hour days, he developed groundbreaking methodologies to study the long-term effects of psychological trauma on immune system function. His laboratory became his second home, and his research subjects, many of them trauma survivors like himself, became his extended family. Each patient's story resonated with his own experience, fueling his determination to find answers. The scientific community remained skeptical, with many established researchers dismissing his work as too emotional for serious medicine. Funding was constantly threatened, peer reviews were harsh, and several prestigious journals rejected his papers without proper consideration. But he had learned something crucial from his childhood: how to persist when the world seems determined to break you. His research team, initially small and underfunded, began attracting brilliant minds who were drawn to his unconventional approach and unwavering dedication to healing human suffering. The moment that changed everything came during a late-night experiment that almost didn't happen. Exhausted and facing another research funding deadline, he was ready to call it a night when something in the data caught his attention. The immune system markers he had been tracking showed an unexpected pattern, one that could revolutionize how medicine understood the connection between mind and body. He spent the next 72 hours straight analyzing and reanalyzing the results, surviving on coffee and determination. When he finally emerged from his laboratory, he held in his hands the evidence that would transform medicine forever. His discovery showed definitively that childhood trauma creates specific, measurable changes in immune system function that persist into adulthood, but more importantly, that these changes could be reversed through targeted interventions. This wasn't just academic theory, this was a roadmap to healing that could help millions of trauma survivors worldwide. The very pain that had nearly destroyed him as a child had led him to unlock one of medicine's greatest mysteries. The recognition came slowly, then all at once. His research paper, initially rejected by several journals, was finally published and created an immediate sensation in the medical community. Doctors worldwide began implementing his protocols with remarkable success rates. Patients who had suffered from unexplained autoimmune conditions for years suddenly found relief through treatments that addressed their underlying trauma. Major medical institutions competed to offer him positions, research grants flooded in, and speaking invitations arrived from every continent. But the ultimate validation came on a crisp October morning when he received the phone call that would forever change his life. The Nobel Committee informed him that he had been selected as the recipient of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his groundbreaking discoveries in trauma-informed immunology. As he hung up the phone, tears streaming down his face, he thought of that 10-year-old boy who had watched his sister suffer, feeling helpless and alone. That boy's pain had become the foundation for healing millions of people around the world. Today, his trauma-informed medical protocols are used in hospitals worldwide, helping countless individuals heal from both physical ailments and psychological wounds. His story proves that our greatest struggles can become our most powerful tools for creating positive change. The boy who once felt powerless in the face of suffering had grown into a man who gave power back to millions of trauma survivors. His Nobel Prize acceptance speech, delivered to a global audience, began with these words: This award doesn't belong to me alone, it belongs to every person who has ever felt broken and dared to believe they could heal. He established foundations providing medical care in war-torn regions, ensuring that children like his former self would never have to suffer without hope. His journey from trauma to triumph isn't just a medical success story, it's a testament to the incredible resilience of the human spirit and proof that sometimes our deepest wounds can become our greatest sources of strength and healing for the world. If you're still watching this, you've just witnessed something profound, not just the story of one man's journey, but a mirror reflecting the potential that exists within each of us. Right now, someone watching this video is struggling with their own battles. Maybe you're facing financial hardship, dealing with family trauma, battling depression, or feeling like your dreams are impossibly out of reach. This story isn't just about a Nobel Prize winner, it's about you and the untapped power residing within your current struggles. Think about it, how many times have we looked at our challenges as roadblocks instead of building blocks? When you lose your job, instead of seeing it as failure, what if it's redirecting you towards your true calling? When a relationship ends painfully, what if it's creating space for something extraordinary? When you face rejection after rejection, what if each no is refining your purpose and strengthening your resolve? Our protagonist didn't succeed despite his trauma, he succeeded because of how he transformed it. Consider the single mother working 2 jobs while studying at night, exhausted but determined to create a better life for her children. She's not just surviving, she's developing the exact resilience and empathy that will make her an exceptional leader someday. Think about the teenager being bullied at school who channels that pain into creating anti-bullying programs that save other kids' lives. Or the business owner whose first company failed, teaching him the lessons that make his second venture a massive success that employs hundreds of people. The truth is, we live in a culture that tries to avoid pain at all costs, but this story reveals something revolutionary. Our pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every setback is setting you up for something greater. Every closed door is redirecting you toward the right one. Every moment you feel like giving up is actually the moment you're building the exact strength you'll need for your breakthrough. But here's what separates those who transform their pain from those who remain trapped by it: perspective and persistence. Our Nobel laureate could have remained a victim of his circumstances. Instead, he chose to become a victor through his circumstances. He didn't just survive his trauma, he studied it, understood it, and used it to heal millions. That's the choice we all have every single day. Maybe your trauma isn't war or poverty. Maybe it's feeling overlooked at work, struggling with anxiety, dealing with health issues, or feeling like you're not smart enough or talented enough. But here's what this story proves: your current struggle is developing capabilities within you that you don't even know exist yet. The patience you're learning while things don't go your way is preparing you for leadership. The empathy you're developing through your own pain is preparing you to help others. The problem-solving skills you're building while figuring things out with limited resources are preparing you for innovation. Right now, somewhere in the world, a child who feels powerless is developing the exact compassion that will make them a healer. A young adult facing seemingly impossible obstacles is building the resilience that will make them unstoppable. An older person starting over is cultivating the wisdom that will inspire generations. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning. The most beautiful part? You don't need to wait for a Nobel Prize to start making a difference. Every small act of choosing growth over comfort, hope over despair, service over self-pity is already changing the world. Every time you refuse to let your circumstances define you, you're proving that the human spirit is invincible. So I want to leave you with this challenge: what if your current struggle isn't happening to you, but for you? What if everything you're going through right now is perfectly designed to prepare you for the impact you're meant to make? What if your breakthrough is just one more day of persistence away? Your trauma can become your triumph. Your mess can become your message. Your pain can become your purpose. The only question is, will you let it? If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person who doesn't give up when things get challenging, and that tells me everything I need to know about your potential for greatness. Thank you for investing these precious minutes of your life in this story. Thank you for being someone who believes in the power of human resilience and transformation. But here's the thing: this message is too important to keep to yourself. Right now, someone in your life needs to hear this story. Maybe it's a friend going through a difficult divorce, a family member struggling with their career, or a colleague who's lost hope. Maybe it's someone you haven't even met yet who will stumble across this video because you decided to share it. If this story moved you, if it shifted something inside you, if it reminded you of your own incredible potential, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, smash that subscribe button, because we're building a community of people who refuse to let circumstances define them. People who understand that our struggles are not our endings, but our beginnings. Second, share this video. Share it on your social media, send it to someone who needs to hear it, email it to that friend who's been going through a tough time. Because when we share stories of triumph over trauma, we're not just sharing content, we're sharing hope. And hope, my friend, is the most powerful force in the universe. Third, leave a comment below and tell me, what's your current struggle, and how are you going to transform it into your superpower? I read every single comment, and I want to celebrate your journey with you. Your story matters, your struggle has meaning, and your breakthrough is closer than you think. Remember, you're not just watching this video, you're living your own incredible story of transformation. The world is waiting for what you're going to create from whatever you're going through right now. Don't keep us waiting too long. Until next time, keep transforming your pain into power, and I'll see you in the next video.